Hey, Pete, are we on? Or want us to do a sound check?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. So let's, all right, welcome to high school football here on Spanish Fork 17. I'm Chris Hurst, and I'm joined by Brian Redd. It's been a few years since we've done a game together, Brian.
It has. It's good to be back in the booth. We're excited tonight for this friendly game between Woodcross High School and Spanish Fork. Both teams come in with an excellent record. Spanish Fork at 6-2 and Woods Cross at 6-1.
6-3.
6-3, excuse me.
They want to forget the game against West Jordan and Bountiful, but they just happen to come up a little bit short in those.
Boy, Chris, I don't know if you can ask for a nicer night for football.
Yeah, it's a great night here. Great crowd. All the fans are wearing pink. How about we hit our triple T keys to the game here? And so what we're going to see, Brian, out of the Woodcross Wildcats tonight is a mix of option football and mixing in the pass a little bit. So Spanish Fork is going to have to play assignment sound defense. Also, they're going to have to rely on Joshua Buck running the ball tonight as well. And I think if they can control the line of scrimmage like they have the capability on both offense and defense, Spanish Fork has a good shot of winning this ball game.
Yeah, Chris, if you love running the ball, these are the two teams to watch. Both of them come in with just excellent running games and then just trickling the pass a little bit.
Yeah, I saw these two teams play last year, and Woods Cross was really struggling under their new head coach, and looks like they've got things rolling now with this option attack. Well, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm not even sure who's getting the ball here, but we're definitely excited to be up in the booth at Woods Cross High School. And so, yeah, we'll see who kicks it off here. But I went up here a few years ago when Maple Mountain came for a first-round playoff game, and the field was grass. They got the nice turf here, great atmosphere. A few Spanish Fork fans made it, but the Spanish Fork Dons wearing white, gray, and black. Looks like they're going to be kicking here with Carter Jones.
So Spanish Fork will be kicking north to south. Man, there's not a breeze around. The flags are quiet. This is a gorgeous stadium pushed up against the mountain. You can see the colors up there changing as we're coming into this gorgeous fall weather. Both these teams getting ready to go into playoffs.
Yeah, and my guess is the winner of this game gets a bye in the first round. The top 8 teams get a bye. The last RPI before last week's action had Spanish Fork at 7, Woods Cross at 9. They both won. So that's my guess. Maybe they both get it, but definitely don't want to find out if you lose this game.
Here we go.
So Woods Cross ready to receive. Spanish Fork lined up to kick off. We welcome all you guys in from around the nation, around the world, as we enjoy this broadcast on SF-17.
Yeah, it looks like back deep to receive for Woods Cross. That looks like it's Bradley Bailey, and I can't catch the number on the other guy.
Nice kickoff. That's going to sail into the end zone and go out the back. Woods Cross will start on their own 20-yard line.
And that thing wasn't even close to being returnable, as that was kicked out of the back of the end zone.
Strong leg there by the senior, number 1, Andrew Ross.
And for Woods Cross, they'll start out here with Bailey at quarterback. They're going to feature a lot tonight: Brock Tandy, Jacob Howes. So we'll have to see with this multiple look here.
Woods Cross splits their receivers out. Single backfield. Nice run for 9 yards around the right side.
And they give that to Jacob Howes. Brian doesn't have a roster. I screenshotted one off, to be fair. And that's good enough for a first down, but they just took that option around the right side there.
Ball spotted at their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10 for Woods Cross.
Woods Cross coming out doing what they do, running the ball strong off that big right side. Looks like we're in a power formation. Quarterback keep. Dives off the left side, picks up 4 yards.
And Bailey had the option of handing it off. The fullback kept it, and I think that was the right choice because number 34, Howes, the fullback, was stuffed on that play.
Looks like they're going to give him 6 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 4 from the Wood Cross 37-yard line.
And so far their offense is running at a high efficiency. This is a hard offense to defend.
H-back comes in motion. Quarterback pitch to the left side. He gets around the corner.
Fumbles
the ball. Looks like Spanish Forks picked that up. We'll wait for the official to signal, and it's Spanish Fork ball on the Wood Cross 45-yard line.
Yeah, I didn't see who stripped it, but Tenny Worthen was able to pick up the ball at the end of that play.
Looks like number 33, Alex Coyle.
Yeah, great job by Coyle, right?
Excellent. That running back was carrying the ball a little bit loose on their left arm. Spanish Fork will be 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line.
A great field position here for Spanish Fork.
Spanish Fork in the shotgun. 4 receivers. Dart back to pass. Sprints out to the left side. Looks like he's going to keep it. Dart's going to pick up 2 yards on that play.
Yeah, so Dart picks up a couple that time. Really nothing downfield. Dart does what he can to get positive yardage and gets out of bounds without taking a big shot. So smart play by Will Dart there.
Nice coverage by the secondary for Woods Cross.
Yeah, senior night, so these seniors for Woods Cross do not want to lose this ball game.
2nd down and 8. Out of the shotgun.
Ah.
That's a penalty right
Yeah, we're going to have a bunch of illegal motion on that play.
Yeah, you can't have 2 guys shift. This is not Canadian football, Brian. So that'll set the Dons back. Great field position, and the one thing the Dons have struggled with all season is overcoming penalties. So that'll set them back 5.
Well, you've got a big game here, non-region, a couple of really good teams.
Actually, is that a loss of a down? Guess so. They're marking it as 3rd down.
So we'll be 3rd down and 12 yards to go. Dart gets them to jump. Defensive end off the left side.
Yeah, that's Clarence Puatawa. That just couldn't hold his water that time for Woods Cross.
So we'll get those 5 yards back. We'll reset. We'll see what Spanish Fork's going to dial up here. Looks like Dart's audibling at the line.
Yeah, I'd watch Bona on that far side. They love going deep to him.
Surprising that Spanish Fork hasn't handed off to Buck yet. Dart back to pass. Got a receiver down the left side. Perfectly thrown ball. We're going to wait for the officials. They signaled that he was out of bounds.
Tybona didn't hang on to it, but that's exactly what they dialed up, was that deep pass to Tybona. He's their deep threat. They send a guy in motion to try and get that one-on-one coverage. They had exactly what they wanted. It was a good throw. Bona just unable to come up with it, and it looks like the Dons are going to go for it here on 4th. Well, 4th down, 8 to go, and if they don't get it, Woods Cross gets great field position. But Coach Smith looks like he's wanting to put it all on the line there.
Spanish Fork out of the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Buck. Dart throws a screen over the middle. Great defensive coverage by the linebackers from Woods Cross. They stay home and bring him down for no gain. So Woods Cross is going to start out 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, the high risk, high reward play there. Spanish Fork counting on an all-out blitz by Woods Cross. Woods Cross does blitz, but great coverage by those linebackers, realizing that, hey, this is a screen pass, and that one play had no chance of success.
Man in motion for Woods Cross. Great tackle by number 66. That is Britt Nilsson.
Yeah, Henderson gets the ball and goes nowhere because, like you mentioned, Britt Nelson really filled that hole. And so I think what Woods Cross tries to do with this offense is deceive people, right? We send a lot of guys in motion. We have potentially 3 or 4 guys that could end up as a ball carrier. And Spanish Fork's really just going to have to play assignment sound defense.
Yeah, Woods Cross sends their H-back in motion all the time. Pitches to the right side. He's got the corner. Cuts it up. He's open. He's to the 30. He's to the 20. Has one man to beat. And he makes a shoestring tackle. That is number 32, Eli Mauga.
Yeah, Jacob Howes takes the pitch, gets the corner. There's no contain there. And Howes is able to scamper downfield for a gain of almost 50 yards.
Yeah, Spanish Fork's going to have to tighten up those corners a little bit, Chris. They haven't thrown the ball yet. They're just pitching it. And
yeah, interestingly enough, though, Bailey does have 233 yards passing on the season, and Smoot, I'm assuming was the original starter, has 758. So they're not afraid to pull it down and throw it here, but obviously their first mode of attack is this option attack.
So Woods Cross 1st and 4. Fakes the dive. Spanish Fork smothers that play. That's going to be a loss of 2.
Yeah, and Feuli, number 57, really got in there in a hurry and kind of tackled everybody.
Great pressure on the line by the Dons defense. Woods Cross taking their time.
Second and goal here. I don't see a play clock here. Or is it clear down there? And
we've got the play clock in the north end zone. It's down to 12 seconds.
I got the wall in my way, so I'm watching the monitor.
Quarterback keep off the right side. Powers down to the 4-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play.
And it's probably a little easier to defend the option once you have them inside the 10 here, because you really can bring up those corners and safeties, and it's less fills you have to worry about getting thrown over the top.
Yeah, if Spanish Fork just plays assignment football tonight, it looks like their defense is up to the task. So 3rd down from the 3-yard line, from the 5-yard line. Pitch to the left side, big tailback, number 30. He powers in from the left side.
That's Cash Henderson with the touchdown there. He had the big run, and they let him finish it off on 3rd down. And with that, the Wildcats get an early 6-0 lead.
Looks like Woods Cross is just going to go for the extra point. Kicking the ball, number 34. Dons bring great pressure, but that one is up and good. And with 7:20 remaining in the first quarter, Woods Cross is on the board first, 7-0.
And for Spanish Fork, they've got to figure out how to contain that edge, because they were gashed multiple times by Cash Henderson. Once on that 50-yard scamper, 50-ish yard scamper, and then on that 6-yard touchdown run. So really that's something that they've got to figure out, is how do we bring those corners up, and how do they tackle in space.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch, Chris, how the safeties and the corners are going to play this. If Woods Cross isn't going to throw the ball, then those safeties have got to come up and read on the outside and shut that option down.
Yeah, for sure. And the quarterback, Bradley Bailey, there hasn't thrown it yet, so I think I'd try and, you know what, let's not get beat by the run. If we get beat over the top, we'll have to live with that, and if that happens, then we can adjust accordingly.
So the Dons back to receive the ball. 2 people back for Spanish Fork.
Yeah, and this is the part of the field we're up in the booth, and I cannot see past the 20-yard line on that north end zone.
Deep kick by Woods Cross. Lands 10 yards deep in the end zone. Spanish Fork will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, so Tenny Worthen and Vest will see that fly over their head, and we'll see if Spanish Fork can do better than 4 and out on this drive.
Really surprised that Spanish Fork didn't run the ball on that first series. They just looked to pass on all 4 downs.
Yeah, they threw in a little more of the passing game against Maple Mountain. Now I think it's time probably just to rely on that workhorse, Joshua Buck.
Yeah, the offense for Spanish Fork definitely revolves around Buck this year. So Spanish Fork hands the ball off to Buck on cue. He's off the right side, takes it up the middle. Looks like he's going to pick up 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, they just run between that guard and the tackle, and that was great blocking that time. Spanish Fork will go fast.
You know, Chris, I'd run off that right side all night long with the big guard and tackle sitting there. Man in motion. Spanish Fork goes to Buck. He's going to play off the left side. Shoots forward. We're going to see where that measures, but it looks pretty close to me.
Yeah, it looks like he got it by about 2 yards, and Joshua Buck, he has a quick burst of speed, so you don't have to have a big crease for him to get positive yards, so that's always a great tool to have in your toolbox.
Looks like they're going to give him the 1st down on that great run play, so it'll be 1st down and 10 from the Spanish Fork 32-yard line. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Dart in the shotgun. Hands off to Buck. Buck off the left side, breaks a tackle. And he's going to pick up a gain of 1 yard on that play.
Well, actually ends up getting a few more yards there, but Spanish Fork going fast. And it's been a whole lot of Joshua Buck on this series, and they've had a lot of success.
Dons look to the sideline for the audible call. Dart fakes a handoff, rolls out to the left. He's got the side. He's down to the 30, 40, 45-yard line.
And Dart, he can move as well as he darts downfield, pun intended, Brian, but my goodness, he does the smart thing and gets out of bounds there. It's not the state championship, so it feels like a few years ago, kids would just take on those hits.
Well, that was great speed by Dart. Nice read on that play. Picked up a grundle of yards. So Spanish Fork moving the ball, 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. On the jet sweep, we fumble the ball. He gets out of 1 tackle, scrambling for his life. Somehow he gets back to the line of scrimmage and turns that into a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, Tenny Worthen gets the ball, drops it on the carpet, reverses field, and does a couple Houdini moves to get a 3-yard gain. It's not how they drew it up, but I guess that's, you know, it was looking like it's going to be about a 7-8 yard gain there. So that's a victory for Spanish Fork on 1st down.
Well, it looks like Worthen's come to play because, man, he made something big out of nothing on that one.
That's got to be awkward to have that ball slip out of your arms, too.
Trips to the right. Dart hands off to Buck around the left side. He's got the corner. He's down the sideline. Got 1 man to beat. Gets tied up. Looks like he's going to go out at about the Woodcross 36-yard line.
And Buck finishes that run. Looked like he was going to go out of bounds. He jumps, steps, flips, or does pirouettes, and gets a few yards, but I guess it's all for naught. I didn't see that. Didn't see the penalty there.
Well, we're going to give credit to the big men on the left side. They sealed that corner off really well and gave Buck the opportunity. So the one penalty that I just do not like in football is the holding penalty for 10 yards. So Spanish Fork will be 2nd and 20 from their own 36-yard line. Dart back to pass. Goes over the top.
Gets back. I mean, they're still 5 yards short of the original line of scrimmage on this set of downs, so that'll bring up 3rd and forever.
That completion to Will Gunter for 3 yards.
Will Gunter is one of the having a pretty good season here. Quiet, but pretty good season for Spanish Fork. He comes in with quite a few receptions, but Spanish Fork's really relying on Joshua Buck. He's got over 1,000 yards rushing for the Dons this season, so they probably just need to rely on him and not hold, huh?
Dart rolls out to the right, looking downfield. Looks like he's got a receiver on the left side, in and out of his hands. Boy, great opportunity there. That completion happens, and Spanish Fork's got a first down at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that hits Simonga in the hands. You got to help your quarterback out and make that catch. I don't know if it's a first down, but it's 4th, and they're going for it.
Really impressed with the play calling here. Spanish Fork's doing a nice mix of run and pass. Dart looks like he's completely in control of the game. Spanish Fork changes their mind. Looks like they're going to punt the ball. Lots of pressure. He gets that off. Kick lands at the 25-yard line. Takes a Spanish Fork roll down to the 14-yard line. Nice kick of 42 yards on that play.
Yeah, so Spanish Fork flips the field here on field position, but their defense has got to contain. They can't let Cash Henderson run all over them. Which I love that name, by the way. That sounds like a running back's name.
You know, Woods Cross really hasn't run up the middle tonight, Chris. So it's all on the edge right now. You seal that edge, and you're going to shut them down.
And look at the size Spanish Fork has up front. They've got some size, and I think that's why Woods Cross is going to attack the edge and possibly not look to give it to the fullback as often.
1st and 10, pitch around the left side. Spanish Fork stays home. Nice open field tackle by number 8.
That's Tenny Worthen with the tackle there, and really submarines them. Just got enough of it, of the ball carrier that time. Still, though, pretty good game there on first down for Woods Cross as they get about 4.
2nd down and 6 from the 19-yard line. Woods Cross in their tight option formation. Handoff up the middle to their big running back, number 30.
They give that time is to Cash Henderson. They pitched it to the outside. Now they give it up the middle, and he's versatile. He can go up the middle, and anybody that can take a ball or can take somebody as big as Easton Kajoma and drag him for a first down is a tough cookie. So Spanish Fork's got to hit him a little bit earlier you can't let him get 2 yards in that head of steam.
He's a big running back. He's about the same size as his offensive line.
They list him at 215, and he moves great.
Pitch around the right side. Nice job by the corners and safety coming up for Spanish Fork.
That's Jacob Howells that time hitting the edge. But yeah, Spanish Fork's able to shut that down before it gets too big of gain. So that's only 3-yard gain there for Woods Cross.
Nice adjustment by the Spanish Fork defense on that play. Well, if you like to tackle, this is the game to do it in. Woods Cross still hasn't thrown the ball.
They haven't, but they've had plenty of success on the ground. I mean, the only thing that stopped them is that fumble.
Quarterback keeper, he's met at the line by big number 44.
It's Tubby Rapena with the big tackle there, and he's having himself one heck of a season. Fullback and defensive tackle. He's a great lead blocker, but man, having him on that line has really provided Spanish Fork the ability to own the trenches at times.
Yeah, Tubby's got the perfect balance of speed and power and size.
He moves really good for somebody that weighs 280 pounds. Like, most people that weigh 280 pounds look clumsy. He looks comfortable, and he's just a big block out there. He's an athletic 280 is what I'm trying to say.
Woods Cross 3rd and 7. Quarterback's going to keep it. Looks like he's going to pass for the first time. Spanish Fork.
I think they're going to get Will Gunter for pass interference.
Boy, there was all sorts of stuff going on in that play. I think Will got a little excited. The receiver crossed him up a little bit.
Well, I think you like those type of penalties, playing hard, going for the ball rather than the false start or those, but still it's a big penalty at 15 yards.
Yeah, Gunter was in coverage. Nice job there. Well, that'll be 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 43. On the right hash of the field. Single receiver here at the bottom of the screen. Looks like we're going to have the second pass of the game. Screen. Nice job by number 34. Picks up 6 yards on that play. Woods Cross will have 2nd down and 6 coming up.
2nd and 6, and Woods Cross mixing it up a little bit here with the pass, but Spanish Fork has not been able to get them off the field outside of that turnover. They're going to have to there's not going to be very many possessions in this game if Woods Cross is able to run it like and mix in that pass like they have been so far. This has been a fast quarter.
Hopefully Spanish Fork can dial up some pressure on the quarterback. Woods Cross audibling at the line. Little confusion in the backfield. Going to hand it off around the left side. He's going to scamper forward to the 47-yard line of Spanish Fork and pick up the 1st down.
Needed the 47, got the 47. I've been really impressed with this quarterback for Woods Cross here. He's making a lot of good reads out there tonight, and that's really Bradley Bailey, and this will end the quarter here. But at the end of the day, he's knowing where to get the ball, and he can see what's covered by Spanish Fork. But
exactly, looks like Woods. It looks like that we're going to end the 1st quarter here. Spanish Fork does hold them. It's going to be 4th down and inches coming up as we come back to the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, we'll take a break here on Spanish Fork 17. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Nobody
All right, we get ready to start the 2nd quarter of play. Woods Cross at the Spanish Fork 47. That's going to be a dive play up the middle. Man, met by a host of Spanish Fork players. Looks like we got a fumble on the field. No signal yet.
I think Fayuli came up with it, but then also number 9, Calvin Melapea for Woods Cross has the ball as well.
Number 44, Tubby Rupin again on that play.
Yeah. So looks like they gave the ball back to Woods Cross. I have no idea who got it. That was a fun play, but 4th down here, in Spanish Fork's got to get some guys penetrating into Woods Cross backfield and see if they can get a stop here at midfield on 4th down.
Nice job by the interior defense of Spanish Fork on that play. He was met hard at the line. Option. Hand off to number 30. Spanish Fork meets him again.
That's Mulestein that was at the point of the attack, and they get the stop there, Brian, and we're having all sorts of – these teams are getting to know each other down there in the trenches. This is fun.
You know, nice job by number 7, Gabe Ashworth, meeting him 1 yard in the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spanish Fork stands them up, holds their ground, and they're going to take over the ball, Chris.
And Gabe Ashworth's been exciting from his defensive end and tight end position. He's had a couple of touchdown catches this season and really a big target, so he plays both ways.
Well, let's hope we can get him going on offense here. Bring him in behind those linebackers, see if we can get some tight end going on. So 1st and 10 from Spanish Fork's 49-yard line. Dart out of the shotgun. Hand off to Buck off the left side. He's going to pick up 2 yards on that play. It'll be 1st and 8. Excuse me, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and Buck had a lot of success on that last drive. The thing that really derailed that second possession, or that possession for Spanish Fork, was just the fact that they had that holding penalty that negated a long run.
Spanish Fork speeding the ball up. Dart out of the shotgun, goes out into the flat. Number 8.
It's Tenny Worthen, and he's just gobbled up by a multiple guys, led by number 12 for Woods Cross.
Nice job by the safety in the corner over there to shut that one down.
Yeah, Carter Freestone just ran in there with all 5'9", 175 pounds and made sure Worthen was going nowhere.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 9 for Spanish Fork, right from the 50-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 50-yard line will be 3rd down and 9 yards to go for Spanish Fork.
Dart out of the shotgun. 4 receiver split. Dart looks down the left side. Nice protection. He's got a man open. Just overthrows Worthen on that play. That was the right play call.
It was the right play call, just a little outside and over Worthen's head, and it's frustrating because Spanish Fork gets that turnover on downs and then just goes 3 and out. You got to avoid that in a ball game like this because Woods Cross is wearing down that Spanish Fork's defense.
So Spanish Fork will be back to kick. Standing on their 35-yard line. Nice high boot. Looks like that's going to come down around the 20 for a fair catch. Woods Cross will have 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, so 1st and 10 from the 20 for Woods Cross. This offense has been rolling. They've had a couple of fumbles here, but so far it feels like the side of the ball that's winning is Woods Cross on this offensive side.
I really like the adjustments that Spanish Fork made on that last defensive series. Looks like they were right in match with what they were calling. Interior line shut those things down, so I hope that continues. Going to pitch the ball to the left side. Spanish Fork strings that play out. He's met there by number 81. Bronson Kaluli.
Yeah, Kaluli, the sophomore, and you'll see a lot of underclassmen here for Spanish Fork playing. Is they're a young team, but they've been able to, they took 2nd place in region this year behind Springville. Gave Springville a good game for three quarters and 7 minutes of that game. So a lot of excitement here at Spanish Fork, but you want to finish this win, get that 1st round bye.
Boy, nice effort from Kaluli coming clear from the right side of the field to make that tackle. So it'll be 2nd and 8 for Woods Cross. Man in motion, fakes the pitch. Quarterback going over the top. Looks like he's got a man at the 50, the 45. Going to bring him down at the 40-yard line.
And Bailey pulls it down. He finds his receiver running a deep post, Jacob Howes, and that's the power of this offense is if you can run the ball, the option, and Spanish Fork has to sell out on the run, you can get some of those over the top. Now might be a time for Spanish Fork to drop those corners and safeties and just try and keep things in front of them. But this is a tough offense to defend.
That was a great play, man. That was a dime thrown down the middle of the field for a 35-yard pass completion. We'll have Woods Cross 1st and 10 from the Spanish Fork 40-yard line. Quarterback under center. Hands off to his tailback. He's going to power through.
And Cash Henderson, he's comes into the season. Let's get his stats tonight because he's having a heck of a game. He came into the season with 458 yards rushing, 3rd on the team. They've got I mean, he's got to be over 500, and Jacob House now has to be over 500. This Woods Cross team probably has 3 guys over 500 yards, so they have a lot of options out there to keep the ball.
Well, it appears, he's got to be approaching 50 yards right now because he's moving the ball whenever he
had that
wants
run
to.
for 50 yards as well. He's probably getting close to 100.
Nice job by Spanish Fork. Quarterback keeps the ball off the left side, scampers out there for 2 or 3. We'll see if they're going to give him the first down. Referee signals first down.
Sometimes an inch is as good as a mile, and Woods Cross gets the first down there by inches. Spanish Fork's defense is looking a little tired. They got their hands on their hips. This Woods Cross offensive line is just putting a hat on a hat out there, pushing guys back, and there's some big guys on this Spanish Fork defensive line. That's not easy to do. They just need to avoid putting the ball on the carpet.
Quarterback keeps the ball, rolls out to the right. Pressure. Looks like he's going to run, pulls it down. He's met at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Ashworth that time got in the backfield, just gets faked out a little bit by Bailey there and unable to come up. And Bailey's very athletic. He took a shot at the end of that, though.
Nice job by 32 closing on that play. Eli Malga.
Eli Malga, his brother, I believe, or relation Cy Malga, the Malga brothers, we'll call them brothers, are having a heck of a ball game and heck of a season.
Woods Cross fakes the ball, goes on the end around. Spanish Fork reads that play perfectly.
Yeah, don't get the penalty at the end of that, guys. You don't need to bring Cash Henderson to the ground when it's...
So Gabe Ashworth on that tackle, along with Britt Nilsson.
Britt Nelson, Gabe Ashworth, both big gentlemen out there that don't play like gentlemen. Yeah, Spanish Fork's gotta keep this game close. I don't think with the way Woods Cross can take time off the clock that they're going to be able to make a big fourth quarter comeback. So if they can keep Woods Cross out of the end zone here, that would be huge.
Woods Cross just gets that ball off with 1 second on the clock. He breaks it around the left-hand side. Shoestring tackle there by number 10, Gatlin Call.
Yeah, great run by Calvin Malapena. He's patient, gets around for a guy, follows his blockers, and really gets downfield in a hurry. And Spanish Fork has just got to, watch their guys' waist. It seems like they're getting upfield a little too fast and getting juked out a little bit. And Woods Cross has some athletes with some agility.
1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. Hand off over the right-hand side. Met by a host of Dons on that play. Number 77, number 42. So nice stop there by Easton Kahima.
It's Kojima, I think.
Kojima.
These names are not the easiest, and we apologize to the family. We try our best, of course, but yeah, 1st and goal for Bailey and his Wood Cross Wildcats here.
2nd down and goal from the 7-yard line. Power formation. Direct snap to the running back. We've got a flag. Looks like we're going to have illegal motion in the backfield.
A couple of guys moving, as you mentioned there, Brian, and that's just poor execution on that play. We've seen it here from the season, but it is tough to play disciplined football at all times.
Yeah, in regards to some of these names on the roster, we might need to go down to practice and spend a couple days and learn how to pronounce these things.
Yeah, invite us down, Coach Smith. We love to learn more about your team and the kids. No, it's just great to try and see these young men out here perform at the high school level. And high school football, not only in Spanish Fork, but in the state of Utah, just keeps elevating to a higher and higher level. These teams now, even the worst teams now, probably would have beat some of the better teams 15, 20 years ago. It just seems like it's advanced that much. I don't know if you agree or disagree, Brian, but that's just my opinion.
No, I think all of their summer programs, their weightlifting programs, just the complexity of the offense, yeah, it has definitely been an elevated game.
We got a timeout here. That will give us a chance to check out our sponsors that make this game possible. We got Lance Wilson, State Farm Insurance, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, Mikel Thompson Hunter Attorneys at Law, Clegg Auto, and 2 Jacks Pizza. So thank you for making this game and all our other broadcasts possible. Hopefully we get a playoff game as well. Also, subscribe to the Spanish Fork 17 YouTube channel. If you haven't done that, get out your phone. We know it's in your hands. Subscribe so you can watch this and other community broadcasts. So I subscribe. I get the notifications. So it's great to be able to participate in the community and watch these young men and young women play sports. So I think it's a great service that the city provides.
Yeah, a lot of cities don't have that. Spanish Fork really steps up there and covers a lot of the community events and high school events. You know, gives these kids, you know, the exposure that they need. And, you know, the nice thing is their grandma that lives 10 hours away can watch their game, or their dad that's on a business trip can watch the game.
Yeah, yeah. Pete, our producer, came on. You guys can't hear him, but he said, yeah, he's gotten phone calls about this, and so we'll try and bring you the best broadcast we can.
Woods Cross, second. We've got a flag on the play. Looks like they're going to run around the right side. There's another flag. We're going to have a host of penalties here to sort out. I think we've got a false start, and we've also got a holding penalty here on the right-hand side.
And so that'll help this Spanish Fork defense out as that'll bring up second, and probably depends on what penalties accepted. The ref's got to figure out maybe the order of operations. Which was it, a dead ball penalty, or are we going to call the hold here? Because I'm sure Spanish Fork would like to have the hold enforced, as that would be a more stringent penalty.
Yep, 10 yards beats 5 yards anytime. So the refs are going to sort this out.
Okay, so it's going to be the false start, so that'll be a dead ball penalty, and then,
Legal procedure called against the Wildcats, also holding against the Wildcats.
Usually the one's a dead ball foul. Maybe it was they were lined up with an illegal formation and there wasn't a motion penalty there.
Well, we'll wait and see what the officials are going to do here.
I would take the 10-yard penalty. But
so we're going to march that ball from the 7-yard line. Looks like they're going to decline the first penalty and take the second penalty.
I've always believed in the theory of penalty stacking. Why can't, if they do 2 things wrong, why shouldn't they be double penalized? If I commit 2 felonies, no, let's not go down that road.
You do not want to be an official and mark off 2 penalties, though. Not a good day. Woods Cross second and 20. We're going to pitch out into the flat.
A decent pass that time to number 10, Ryan Moss, making his first catch of the game, but Spanish Fork, plenty of room to play. We'll live with that. And
Cy Malga meets him at the 11-yard line. Great open field tackle.
Cy Malga, the senior here, representing well.
3rd down and goal for the Wildcats from the 12-yard line. No way to get a first down here, so we'll see what the Wildcats dial up. Receivers way to the bottom of the screen. Quarterback pass over the middle.
Oh, it's incomplete.
Looks like it's incomplete. Both the receivers kind of crossed up on each other. We'll have to watch this on the replay.
Oh, Ryan Moss is going to have nightmares tonight because that ball hit him in the only spot you can catch it. That's your hands. Oh, that was a beautiful pass by Bailey. So Spanish Fork gets bailed out there, and it'll be 4th and goal. Looks like Woods Cross is bringing in Howell to kick the field goal. So big stop there, aided by penalties for the Dons.
Woods Cross gets the 12th man off the field. Ball is down. Kick is blocked. Spanish Fork's on it. We got a scramble there over on the 25-yard line.
A great block, and football's a game of momentum, Brian. So we'll see if Spanish Fork can capitalize on that momentum, possibly go tie this thing up here. This has been a fast game. We mentioned 4:53 here to go in the second quarter.
Well, the Dons defense answers the call, shuts Woods Cross down, you know, 1st and goal. Got a little help from Woods Cross offense and a couple penalties there. But the Dons have got to be feeling good. They're stopping Woods Cross, you know, inside the 20-yard line, inside the red zone. Tight end in motion. Dart out of the shotgun, hands off to Buck off the right side, gets a couple blocks. Buck's still on his feet. He's across the 45, 50, 45. He's still on his feet. He's down the right side. He's got one man to beat, and Buck takes that for a 75-yard touchdown run.
What great blocking. The receivers did a good job blocking downfield, as we'll see here on the replay. And Buck, you know, breaks a couple tackles. So that was a good team play there.
Nice effort there. Receivers down the field making a block. Buck's got some speed.
Yeah, he's got a different gear than any running back I've seen at Spanish Fork. And wow, this, like that blocked punt or that blocked field goal really could have changed the momentum here, and it did.
So Spanish Fork's going to line up for the extra point. We've got Carter Jones back to kick. The ball is up. The kick is good. And with 4:41 left in the second quarter, we've got Spanish Fork 7, Woods Cross 7.
7's across the board, and it was looking like Woods Cross was going to go up 14-0. They have that holding penalty that really put them behind the down and distance as they were at the goal line there. And Spanish Fork's able to hold them, able to block that field goal, score one play later, and so it's, instead of being down possibly 14-0, it's 7-7. Isn't football an exciting game?
I'll take that 14-point swing any day. Looks like that play kind of took the wind out of Woods Cross. They came off the field a little bit dejected. The coaches were coaching their players a little bit, so Spanish Fork's got momentum.
Yeah, and you cannot arm tackle Joshua Buck, and that was the mistake Woods Cross made on that play as they were playing a little undelayed tackling, and he just went through it.
Set to kick off for Spanish Fork, number 12, Carter Jones.
Spanish Fork going to line up to kick this ball off. Carter Jones, a senior, has done an excellent job of kicking tonight.
He has, indeed.
Does he do all the kicking duties, Chris? Is he the punter also, or just the...
Spanish Fork doesn't punt very often, but I believe so. Yeah, Carter Jones, he is a big fan of Adam Sandler and the Lonesome Kicker, so he does it all. They announced that on senior night last week.
Carter boots that one down. We're going to see what happens. It's going to roll out of the end zone.
You'll take that any day. That is an extra weapon. When your kicker can kick it out of the end zone, you don't have to worry about the other team getting a return. Because sometimes in high school football, these returns can be wild.
And that kick was like a line drive knuckleball. The return guys for Woods Cross wanted nothing to do with that one.
So Bailey here marches out onto the field, and Woods Cross drove it all the way down there and just was unable to come up with any points. They're going to have 4:41, plenty of time, but if Woods Cross, if they can have a methodical drive here, they could score and about run the clock out.
Well, the linebackers for Spanish Fork have got their job lined out for them. Got a pitch around the left-hand side. He's going to take that for about 6 yards.
That's Malapi that time with the run there, and the junior, just another weapon for Woods Cross, and they get a lot of guys involved, and that's got to be tough for a defense because Woods Cross has got to have a lot of fresh legs.
You know, the option is such a fun offense to watch here in football if it's executed correctly. You know, I remember back in the day when Nebraska ran the option, and you just hoped that you were going to stop them.
And Nebraska would score 70 points a game, and all they would do is hand to the fullback, pitch it out, maybe once in a while if they're bored, throw it over your heads.
2nd down and 2. Looks like he's going to get free off the left side.
It's Malapi once again. He's getting in on the action here. Malapi comes into the game with 268 yards rushing, so you're doing the math, that's 4 guys that have over 250 yards rushing coming into this game, as they've got I guess a quad head monster running. I don't know what the term is.
Nice pickup of 20 yards on that play. It's going to bring us out to the 48-yard line. Looks like we've been at midfield a lot in this game. In motion, quarterback hands off to the big tailback. He's met at the line. We're going to get you a number on that one, but I think that's take a look at this play right here. Nice job by number 50, Grant Barney, meeting him at the line. Pickup of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
49-yard line, 2nd down and 7 yards to go for the Wildcats.
A 2nd down and 8. Spanish Fork finally gets a stop. We'll see if they can get a second stop. It's tough against this offense to stop them 3 and then have to do it 4 plays in a row where the field position is.
Woods cross back to pass. He's going to overshoot that one. Closest guy was a Spanish Fork player. Nice read by number 11, Cy Mauga.
I think that might have been Andrew Ross in coverage too. So 3rd and long here. Woods Cross elects to throw it and nearly has an INT that time. So, you know, go for that big play when you have the opportunity. But now it puts Woods Cross behind the chains a little bit here.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 coming up. Boy, big play for the Dons right here. You get a stop, and you've got 2 minutes left to see what you can do on offense. So we're out of the power formation. Quarterback's going to roll back. Looks like he's going to throw again. Has his receiver at the 35-yard line. Nice grab there.
That's Brock Tandy, who was running kind of a little in route that time, and passes right on the money. And 1st and 10 for Woods Cross. Now they kind of self-destructed on their last drive, and holy cow, there's 2:21. I felt like we've had like 3 or 4 possessions each. This game is flying by.
Yeah, no doubt that Woods Cross can throw the ball. This quarterback's got an arm. Pitch around the left-hand side. He's got a block. He's going to bounce it to the outside. Down the sideline.
Malapai knows what it must feel like to be able to wander in a park, because there was nobody around him at the first of that run. Spanish Fork's got to contain that edge, but that was great blocking there by the receiver and that tackle, tight end position on the ends.
Tenny Worthing shoves him out of bounds after he picks up a big gain of 12 yards. So we're going to be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. You know, Woods Cross loves to go off that left side. They haven't worked this right side very much. And just as we say that, here we come to the right side. He's got the corner. 1 man to beat.
Yeah, finally shoved down by Gabe Ashworth. About the 5-yard line.
Well, secret to close out this half is you've got to shut that pitch down.
If you can hold Woods Cross to another field goal attempt, that's a big win on this set of downs. Woods Cross cannot pick up another 1st down, though. We've seen Spanish Fork's offense be able to collapse a little bit when the field shortens. They can bring up those safeties and cornerbacks.
Well, we'll see if Spanish Fork can hold again. The play clock's down to 5 seconds. Woods Cross gets it off, hands off to their big tailback over the left side.
Yeah, so this
number 44, Tubby Rapena, in on that tackle.
Cash Henderson that time stopped, and Woods Cross will take a timeout here. And this Woods Cross, I've been told by a Woods Cross graduate that it reports to me that we're being a little too biased here, Brian. I don't think that's the case, but nonetheless, this has been an excellent ball game for both teams. It's late; both teams are out here battling, but it's been fun to watch these 2 running attacks tonight. So let's throw our sponsors up there. Thank them once again here, if we can.
We'd like to thank our sponsors of Spanish Fork Dons football on SF-17, Lance Wilson from State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, Clegg Auto, and Two Jacks Pizza.
Yeah, most of those sponsors are on Maine, so shop Maine, guys. That's what keeps Spanish Fork that small town feel. Even though we're getting quite a few people in, it's a good mix.
Pitch off the right side, met by number 32. Great open field tackle there by number Eli Malga.
Yeah, Malapai that time catches the ball around the edge, and that time Spanish Fork did a little bit better job of containing, and as a result, Woods Cross will burn another timeout. I think they have one more left after this. So what's up next for these two teams? Well, I think the winner's probably going to get a bye in the first round. The loser, my guess, is probably hosting a game next weekend. 24 teams make it, 8 get the bye. So, if you're one of those teams out there that's at the end, it's a good opportunity to maybe have an upset. So they allow 24 teams to make it now this year. Not everybody makes it, but.
Well, the nice thing, too, is, with the RPI that the High School Association has implemented, I mean, both of these teams have got fantastic records. They've played some tough teams, and their RPIs are going to be looking strong there coming in, so we'll just have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, for Spanish Fork, they beat some good teams. Desert Hills, that was the first broadcast we did of the season. That was a great game. For Woods Cross, they've got some big wins. They've beaten, North Ridge, Bonneville, Box Elder, Viewmont. They've played in a tough region, and they've came out of it, I think, with a record of 4-1. So second place for them in Region 5.
Woods Cross out of the shotgun, going to roll the quarterback out, pitch out to the left side. Nice tackle there by number 81.
That's the Kaiuli, the sophomore, making the tackle on Malapai out there, and now it looks like Spanish Fork's going to use a timeout. 53.7 seconds, fourth down to go. We'll see if Woods Cross lines it up here for the field goal. They had the last one blocked.
Yeah, boy, Kaluli, a sophomore for Spanish Fork there on the right side. I mean, he's made some great plays tonight. Dustin's got to be extremely happy that he's going to have him back for 2 more years.
Yeah, for sure. And there's quite a few freshmen and sophomore that have gotten some time at different spots this season. So that's exciting.
Yeah, if you've got sophomores playing at the varsity level, that makes you really happy as a head coach.
It's one of two things. You've either got some superstars coming up or some of your older guys struggled. And when you're a team that has a record like Spanish Fork does, they come in 6-2, that means the first thing, right? You got some up-and-coming stars.
Well, the defense does their job again. Fourth down for Woods Cross. Looks like they're going to kick. That kick is up, and it's good. Nice job by the Woods Cross offense, driving the ball down the field. They get 3 points here late in the second half. With 50 seconds left to go in the second quarter, we've got Woods Cross 10 and Spanish Fork 7.
Yeah, and for Spanish Fork, that's a big stop right there. They get the ball to start the half. So only giving up a field goal there, the damage could be limited. I imagine with 50 seconds to go, you'll probably run Joshua Buck. If he makes a big run, great, you try and score. If not, you probably just run that clock out and play for the second half. But this is going to be an exciting battle here in the second half.
Yeah, I think both coaching staffs have done an excellent job. We'll see what happens at halftime, who makes the better adjustments. But I think we're going to battle it out.
Yeah, and really impressed with this Woods Cross offense. I have not seen too many teams outside of Springville be able to run the ball against Spanish Fork. Spanish Fork did a good job of stuffing the run against tough teams like Provo. And so, got to give credit to Woods Cross. They've been able to move the ball down the field.
2 players deep for Spanish Fork. That kick's going to sail out of the end zone. Worthen and Vest Back to receive that kick, but no opportunity there.
And Vest is the backup running back. He's a sophomore. He's a young one. He filled in admirably, and when Joshua Buck was unable to play against Salem Hill, so he's got a bright future here for the Dons. And really, Coach Smith's got this program going in the right direction.
So we'll see what Spanish Fork dials up. We got 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. 50 seconds left here in the first half. 4 receivers split. Buck in the backfield. Dart's going to roll out to the right. Looks like we're going to take a shot down the field. Great read. He gets his receiver at the 35-yard line.
Simonga on the sideline smartly catches it and gets out of bounds. So 1st down for the Dons.
Man, that was an excellent throw by Dart.
Dart does a good job of throwing to the sideline. He's young. He's getting better as well. He's been able to progress. The tough thing about Dart this season is he's battled some injuries at times and hasn't been able to be the full-time starter the whole season.
1st down and 10 from the 35. Dart back to pass. Looks like Spanish Fork does want to try to score here to end the second. Dart smartly throws that play out of bounds. Lots of pressure off that right side.
Yeah, so just a few ticks off the clock brings up 2nd down. So I think that the smart play for Dart is if you do have something open downfield, take that shot, but don't worry about playing hero ball with this much time, only down by 3 in the 2nd quarter. Football is about knowing situations at times, and the situations, if the play's there, make it. If not, throw it out of bounds. So smart play by Dart there.
Okay, 4 receivers split. See what Spanish Fork dials up on 2nd and 10. Dart's going to roll out to the left. Nothing there. He's going to put it down and take it out of bounds at about the 38-yard line.
On the keeper for Spanish Fork, he goes out of bounds.
So Dons get minimal gain there. Time's not on their side, 28.4, but you don't also, Woods Cross has 1 timeout, so curious to see if Spanish Fork doesn't get the 1st down, stays in bounds if Woods Cross uses that last timeout. The game goes fast until you hit that last minute or 2, and then it slows down.
Well, we have trips to the top of the screen. Dart out of the shotgun, hands it to Buck up the middle. Buck breaks through the line. He's to the 50 to 45. The 40 bounces it outside to the 30. Finally gets taken out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Excellent pickup of 45 yards on that play.
A great job by Buck getting downfield, breaking some tackles in Spanish Fork. I'd utilize one of those timeouts if they haven't. I'm between in and out of the booth here from my vantage point on this side of the field, Brian.
You know, you are not going to tackle Buck if you're trying to bring him down from the waist. He's just going to power through.
If you get him, you have to get him from below the waist, and you have to hang on. Buck, an excellent athlete, and maybe you could go for Dancing with the Stars. He's got those kind of moves.
Well, we've got a power formation to the left. Dart back in the shotgun, looks to the right. He's going for the end zone. Misses his receiver by about 3 yards, but that was a great throw.
I think that he was looking for Tenny Worthen, and Dart put that ball in the only spot he could, but he was under a little bit of pressure from that Woods Cross defensive line and had to get rid of it maybe a little faster than he wanted.
Well, hopefully Spanish Fork can pick up another 10 yards here and then give their kicker maybe a chance to tie this game up. Spanish Fork trots the play in onto the field. We got 10 seconds left on the clock, on the game clock. Dart out of the shotgun, back to pass. Has a guy over the middle. In and out of the hands of Worthen.
It hit Worthen in the hands, but was just a tick below. But you've got to help your quarterback out if he's going to make a throw like that, and that could have been in field goal range, and Spanish Fork could have tied it up. Instead, we're going to have third down here, 3rd and 10.
Boy, on that play right there, it kind of exposed a little bit of the weakness in Woods Cross's defense there over the middle. The corners and the safeties had just cleared out on that play.
Yeah, for sure. So that brings up 3rd and 10.
Spanish Fork needing to hurry down to 2 seconds. Dart gets it off. It's going to go on the side. Nice completion to number 2.
And they stopped the clock. Was he short of the? He got the first down. So Spanish Fork is going to have to use a timeout here, and it looks like they're bringing on the lonesome kicker Carter Jones.
Nice throw by Dart, down and away. Nice catch by Bona. Gives Spanish Fork an opportunity to tie this game up with the ball sitting on the 18-yard line.
Yeah, they need to move the chains. They gave him a first down, but they never moved the chains down there. I guess they've like, well, this is it. So Carter Jones with a little bit of pressure here. This isn't, it's on the hash, so this he's going to have to kick it a little bit to his right. And not a kicking expert, but I think that's the hash you want it.
Yeah, if you're a right-footed kicker,
yeah,
that's definitely where you want the ball.
There they go.
So great job by the Spanish Fork offense to set up their kicker.
Gotta say, it is a beautiful night here at Woods Cross. Look outside and you see the temple up on the hill. A little cool October night. It's great to be here in Woods Cross. I'm glad we're covering this game.
Okay, Carter Jones to kick. This will be a 35-yard field goal. Jones definitely has the leg. Kick is up. It's just left, but we've got a penalty on the play in the defensive side of the ball.
Carter Jones might get a redemption opportunity here. I think they went over the center.
They get another play.
So I think that's going to be, they're going to move it 5 yards. At least that's what we're thinking up here in the booth.
Yeah, you can't hit the long snapper.
It's a personal foul, actually, so that'll move it 15.
Well, that's going to really move the ball close, Chris. Going to give us half the distance to the goal line.
And it's the old untimed down. No time left on the clock, but the game can end, or the half can end on a defensive penalty.
Boy, you wished you had a little bit more time, you know, maybe take a shot at the end zone, but this is definitely the right thing to do to tie the game up.
Yeah, and this is definitely an easier kick. You get that ball about 12 yards closer, or maybe 10 yards, I should say.
Looks like we've got a timeout by Woods Cross. They're going to use them all up, trying to freeze Jones.
Can't take him with you. Doesn't make for exciting television, but yeah, Spanish Fork looking to even this up, and this is like two welterweight champions going at it here in the 5A class level. This has been a physical ball game with some strong running, some physical hits on both sides, great blocking. This feels like a Big Ten game from the 1990s.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if both of these teams can come up through the ranks of the playoffs, and maybe they get the opportunity to, you know, match up with each other again, depending on how the brackets are played out.
I've seen that where you play somebody you played earlier in the season. We had that at Spanish Fork's playoff basketball game where they had played Highland earlier in the season and played them in the first round of the playoffs. So you just never know.
You know, one thing that's been really nice in this type of a game where there's been a lot of power and a lot of running and just tough defense on both sides is there really haven't been a lot of penalties.
There has been a couple, but they haven't been, you've seen games where it's just penalty after penalty, that's for sure.
Jones gets set, ball's down, kick is up, and it's good. Spanish Fork ties it up to end the first half of play. So Spanish Fork 10, Woods Cross 10 as we go into halftime.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
And now for your halftime entertainment, please welcome to the field your Woods Cross Drill team.
I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch like it's outrageous how this flavor got 'em shook like you can't play me, bring me in, or try and tame me. Gosh, I feel fabulous. Show me how you gon' work it out. I hit it back with a brand new sound. Bring it up into the floor, get wild. We turning up all the way on the down. Like work it out. Come and show me what you're all about. I'ma shout it real loud and proud. Baby, I'm fabulous. Share all the love. There's more than enough. Let it rain on you, 'cause you're fabulous. It's time to push yourself first. Don't stop believing your worth. Let it rain on you, 'cause you're fabulous. F-A-B-U-L-O-U-S every day like if you want it, come get it, no disrespect. I'm the cause of everybody's concern. Be making them heads turn like, woo. Gosh, I feel fabulous. Show me how you gon' work it out. I hit it back with a brand new sound. Bring it up into the floor, get wild. We turning up all the way on the down. Like work it out. Come and show me what you're all about. I'ma shout it real loud and proud. Baby, I'm fabulous.
Big round of applause for the Woods Cross Drill team. Also, for your halftime entertainment, welcome to the field, your Woods Cross cheerleaders. applause for your Woods Cross Wildcat cheerleaders.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
We are back here. We've got a 10-10 battle between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Woods Cross Wildcats. The Woods Cross Wildcats have been nice enough to host the Spanish Fork 17 crew here, and the ball game's lived up to it. Chris Hurst, Brian Red temporarily using the facility, so he'll be joining us shortly here, but we've got a great game. Let's go ahead and let's see if we can look at those keys to the game and kind of recap those. So for Spanish Fork to win this game, one of the keys was to play assignment sound defense. I think Woods Cross has exploited Spanish Fork's defense in spots, but Spanish Fork's done a pretty good job of stripping the ball for Woods Cross, but they've done just enough to keep this game tied. So that one's still up in the air. Spanish Fork running the ball. It's been the Joshua Buck show. He's had multiple big runs in this game, including that 75-yard touchdown run. So I think they're going to need a big game from Joshua Buck, and that offensive line is doing a fantastic job of blocking for him. Control the line of scrimmage. That's been a back and forth battle. That Woods Cross offensive line has done just enough to give Woods Cross the edge there. So that key's up in the air as well. So I think those keys still hold true. If I could add one more, I think Spanish Fork's got to come up with a turnover or two or a big play here at the end, and it might come down to the last possession. So both teams are going to have to finish strong. Let's go ahead and let's pull up those region records here. And Brian, as you can see, Spanish Fork, Admiral finish at second place here. Springville gets the region championship, followed by Provo, Wasatch, and Salem Hills and Maple Mountain. And so rough season for our counterparts at Maple Mountain, but they'll bounce back. So I think Spanish Fork won region last year, tied it with Springville, took second. They've got a program going here. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, Springville, boy, they're a power team at 8-1.
They've been good consistently.
They've got the full package. I mean, they run the ball hard. They throw the ball really well. You've got to be so disciplined when you're playing Springville. But you know what, Spanish Fork, you know, they started slow at the first of the season. You didn't know what you were going to have on offense, but, man, they have really developed their offense this year.
And it's come a long ways. They've had some struggles early on in the season, some injuries, some young guys, but Coach Smith knows what he's doing with these kids, and so it's been great to see him progress. Let's look at some other scores of some games that are going on tonight. We'll we'll focus on the region here. Maple Mountain dropping down and playing a 4A team, and they are down 35-3 there at the half. So not a good game, and more of a battle. Bear River is up a touchdown at the half on Salem Hills, and both those games are on the road. So Region 9 taking it on the road. Other games of interest as I'm just scrolling through, kind of a Corner Canyon, Pleasant Grove, 21-14 at the half for Corner Canyon. Those are a couple of powerhouses going at it. Let's see what else.
I think you've got Orem and Lehigh playing tonight.
Lehigh's 28, Orem 14 at the half, and boy, I think what it's going to come down to is Lehigh, Timpview, and maybe somebody like a Springville can sneak in and upset. But I think it's going to come down to Timpview and Lehigh at the 5A classification.
Yeah, Lehigh has got a really tough program this year. Boy, they're putting the hurt on people and really developed there.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, really some good games going on tonight, not only here, but a lot of non-region. As it's a short week, and I think they've tried to stay away from those region games when we have the fall break going on. So, Brian, as we head into this second half, what are a couple keys for both teams that you see?
Well, I think the biggest key for Spanish Fork, like we've talked about all game, is they've just got to seal the edge. You know, those defensive ends have got to stay home. Those linebackers have got to make that quick read. If they can shut down those pitches to the left and the right side, it's going to be a completely different ballgame.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think Woods Cross, though, that quarterback Bailey, I have been very impressed with his decision-making in this ball game. He comes in, and I believe he was backing up Smoot, but so I believe he's the backup just based on statistics alone. Comes in with 233 yards passing, second on the team, 125 yards rushing, but he's done an excellent job of knowing when to hand it off to Howes, when to pitch it to Malapay, and when to keep it. And Cash Henderson is having a big game as well. So it's in the name option, and they've utilized all the options in a timely manner.
You know, one of the things with Woods Cross is they've really struggled inside of the red zone. You know, they move the ball well between the 20s, and then they get inside the red zone, and they've kind of been self-destructing a little bit.
They have, and yeah, that short field, I don't know if that's helping the Dons, but it's been a combination of the Dons playing great red zone defense and Woods Cross self-destructing. And I think for Spanish Fork, I think they've got something they've just got to mix in that pass with Will Dart. He's having a good ball game tonight. I mean, it's only 10 points, but Woods Cross must be killing it on the time of possession tonight. But Joshua Buck has some good runs there, and I think is that the Bountiful Temple?
I think it is. Yeah, lighting up the skyline over there up against the mountain. Just a gorgeous building.
Yeah.
But, you know, for Spanish Fork, going back to keys to the game, I think in that second quarter they really opened up their passing game. They identified some holes in the Woods Cross defense. I think they can definitely hit those out routes. And if you just get behind those linebackers, the field's wide open because their safeties are playing pretty deep.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's take a break here, and then we'll come back with second half action here on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
All right, welcome back to Spanish Fork Dons football on SF-17. We're getting ready to kick this thing off. Spanish Fork's on the sideline, but we don't see Woods Cross anywhere yet.
I don't think they're four-footing, but 10-10 ball game. I thought this would be an intense, tight battle, and it's lived up to the billing. Spanish Fork, it might just come down to a turnover. Right? It's just one of those games where at the end of the day, somebody's going to lose, and it's going to be, it's going to be a tough loss. But
Woods Cross finally trotting out onto the field. There's nothing better than a great football game on a Wednesday night going into fall break.
Oh, yeah, and these kids will have plenty of time to recover, get ready for the playoffs. Both teams have secured a spot, no question about it. And so they'll put 3 minutes back up on the clock here. But for both these teams, it's been probably a season that they beat expectations. I don't know if everybody was expecting Spanish Fork to be 6-2 at this point. Woods Cross really, I saw them last year. They were really struggling to get things going. I think Spanish Fork beat them 35-7. But just having that continuity of having this option in the second year, you can see vast improvements on this Woods Cross offense.
Well, Woods Cross putting on a great football game here tonight. Nice halftime entertainment. The student body, they're just packed in pink shirts right now, cheering their team on. But just a great atmosphere here tonight.
And it's one of those, it's a football night. It's not freezing cold, but you get that cool, crisp October air. And it just feels like, we've got the NFL in full swing, college football. We've got a rough weekend last weekend, but we got some opportunities for the youths, the Cougars, to improve. And Utah State's deciding that they want to change their season for the better. They got a big win against Air Force, so a lot to look forward to this weekend as well. And, maybe it's the last time USC comes to Rice-Eccles. I bet that's going to be a good game. You got a SEC team in Provo. Whew. I'm leaving for fall break. I don't know why. I should just be glued to my couch.
Are you a season ticket holder at some stadium in Provo, Utah, Chris?
I can confirm that, yes. But, out of town this weekend for this game, so.
Well, one of my family members said it's really tough to go undefeated in college football, and even Alabama sitting at the top there, they've came really close to losing a couple times this year, so it ain't done until it's done.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Alabama, Texas, A&M, Alabama, those were some good games as well. We've had some good games here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. The Springville game, that was a dogfight. We had back-to-back 17-14 games here where it was anybody's ball game. Spanish Fork went to Salem Hills, had to pull that one out in the fourth quarter, was able to hang on against Provo. And so we've had some good battles here as well. Just glad we can bring it to you here. And, yeah, we're getting ready to kick off. And Spanish Fork will receive the ball here to start the half, and they're pumped up and they're ready to go.
The cool thing about football, some people say they don't understand football, but football is such a team sport. You've got 11 players on the field. They all have to be disciplined. They have to do their assignments. They work together as a team. You pump each other up, and whoever has the momentum and the unity is the one that's going to win the game.
Absolutely, and here's the other thing. In team sports, especially football, you're like, okay, one guy doesn't do his job. That can end up being 6 points.
Yeah, exactly.
A big play. So, it really is a team. It's a team sport that requires discipline. You line up. You have to wait for a signal for everybody to start. It's a good character building and good discipline sport.
Yeah, you got to give a shout out to the coaches and the teachers, these student athletes that work really hard. I mean, these kids are out practicing for 2 hours a day. They're keeping their grades up. The teachers are doing an amazing job helping them out. The coaches make sure these kids are just, unified and just doing what they need to do just to become great people in the community.
Yeah, it really, pays off with leadership skills. But anyways, we're back to football here and see what the second active this play has to bring us.
Well, Woods Cross ready to kick off. Spanish Fork waiting to receive. We've got number 8, Worthen, back to receive, and Vest. Worthen takes the ball at the 2-yard line, waiting for the wall to set up. He breaks through. He's got it to the 30, to the 35-yard line. Nice return of 36 yards on that play. Breaks the tackle down there at the 20.
Yeah, Tenny Worthen, he's trucking it down the field, and he's been having some physical runs as he's able to finish that. They could have made it was close to a horse collar at the tail end of that play as well.
Looks like we've got an injured Woods Cross player down on the field, number 31. So we've got an injury timeout on the field as the coaches and the trainer go out there to take care of him.
Yeah, while we're waiting for number 31, Cash Sudbury, to be tended to, let's go ahead and let's take a look at our sponsors here on this broadcast.
You know, Chris, you said, you know, these businesses have been here in Spanish Fork forever. They're the foundation of the community. But we've got Two Jacks Pizza, Clegg Auto, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, Triple T, MVP Sports, and Lance Wilson at State Farm. Just great businesses, great people in the community that support these youth programs.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, go support these sponsors. They make this possible, and big shout out to them. Yeah, also remember you can stream these games on youtube.com//Spanish Fork 17. Tell your friends and family if you're watching it. If you know somebody out there playing, share that link. Let's get some eyeballs on this game. This is one where you might have to use 2 seatbelts and do the double buckle, because it's a wild game.
Yeah, the nice thing about, you know, the game being on YouTube is if you can't watch it live, you can go back and watch the recording of it.
Yeah, that, and you know, and I know people that do, because they'll point out my faults.
Well, if you're sitting home during the game and you're listening to us and you think, boy, I could do a better job. Yeah, I used to be that person too. And it's fun to be up here calling this game.
It looked like Rapena might have moved forward as he was going in motion that time. I think that's what they get Spanish Fork for. And they've had a hard time overcoming some of these penalties. And so 1st and 15 is a little bit more of a battle.
Well, I think Spanish Fork's offense is up to the task, so we'll see what they dial up here. Out of the shotgun, which is their favorite formation. Number 44 in motion, going to hand off to Buck up the middle. Buck breaks a couple tackles, picks up 3 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, 2nd and 12. Joshua Buck just gets 3. Woods Cross interior defense kind of filled up those gaps and allowed the linebackers to clean up that run that time.
Boy, Buck hits that line hard, man. He is tough to bring down. Dart out of the shotgun, hand off to Buck up the middle. He's met there by the nose guard. We've got a hanky on the field, so we'll see what's happening.
I think that we might have had a hold on the right tackle, or maybe there's a face mask, but I thought I saw a hold. And I think that's who they got.
Well, not the way you want to start the second half here. You know, a couple penalties marching us back. So we're going to have 2nd and a mile to go.
Yeah, usually when you hold, it's probably in the area that helps the play. That one was away from the play, so not a good penalty at any stretch of the imagination.
Great job by the officials.
It's tough to officiate. The angles down there are incredibly difficult to see. It's a lot easier to see up here.
Left. Nice screen out to the right side. Worthen. Well read by the Woods Cross defense. Great job by the left corner and the linebacker coming up and meeting that play.
I think that was a great tackle that time by number 7, Charlie Coates, who comes up and really finishes that off. Yeah, so 3rd down and forever. So this is usually the spot where Spanish Fork either tries to just play for field position with Buck or look for Ty Bona going deep. Ty Bona's lined up on the near side of your screen at the wideout position.
Woods Cross with a 5-yard cushion on the receivers. Dart back to pass. Line does a great job of protecting. Dart rolls out to the left side. Got a man at the 42. He's over to the 50. He picks up the first down. He'll take that ball down to the Wood Cross 48-yard line.
That's Tenny Reliable Worthen with the catch there, and he's able to not only catch the ball but get that yacked for getting the first down, but look at the feet and how Dart keeps his shoulders squared to make that throw. It is tough to make a throw on the run, and most of the time it's because the quarterback can't get their shoulders squared like that.
Well, especially when you're a right-handed quarterback rolling to the left. That's a tough throw, and Dart did an excellent job. So Spanish Fork has new life at the 45-yard line. Hand off to Buck off the left side. He's met at the line of scrimmage. He gets it back to the 45, so it will be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, 2nd and 10. Woods Cross defensive end there is able to really put a hit on Joshua Buck there, bring up 2nd 10. They did their job.
Nice job by Spanish Fork to overcome those penalties and even have a shot here on the other side of the field.
Yeah, they pick up the 3rd and 1. 3rd and 10 and plus. The probability of getting that can't be very high.
Man in motion, Dart out of the shotgun, hands off to Buck on the left side. Yeah, nothing happening there. Woods Cross has got that dialed in at this point.
Yeah, they pull the guard that time, and I think that's keying that linebacker to shift over a little bit. And so I think Woods Cross has made some adjustments at the half.
Well, we'll see if Spanish Fork, wants to take a shot down the field here. We're a 3rd and 11. Loss of 1 yard on that play. You keep wondering if Spanish Fork is going to hit their big tight end, number 7, Gabe Ashworth. Dart back to pass. Out to the left. I'm going to heave it down the field. Jump ball there at the 9-yard line, and it falls to the ground. So we're looking at 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like Isaac Johnson for Woods Cross had the better position against Cy Munga. And Spanish Fork, I guess that would have been as good as a punt, but it looks like Spanish Fork is going to keep the offense on. This is a spot where it's a pretty aggressive call. They're not playing for field position. They're playing for the win. Could be a punt.
Nice job by Spanish Fork. That punt is high, it's short, it's going to bounce at the 26-yard line. Definitely takes a Spanish Fork bounce. Holy cow. That's going to roll clear down to the 8-yard line, Chris.
I think that was Joshua Buck working on his punting stats.
So the original punt was only 20 yards, and then it rolled another 20 yards.
You know what? It doesn't matter how you get there. It's 40 yards at the end of the day.
So nice job by Spanish Fork to pin Woods Cross deep to start the first possession of the second half.
Yeah, Spanish Fork picked up some first downs, flipped the field, took 4 minutes off the clock. Now they got to rely on this defense to figure out this Swiss Army knife quarterback, Bradley Bailey, who is really just doing a good job of reading the defense tonight.
Wildcats in their pro formation with the H-back on the right side. I can guarantee you we're in for a steady diet of a pitch.
A great tackle that time by the sophomore Kaiuli with the tackle.
That's what Spanish Fork needs to do here in the second half, is just stay home, wait for that pitch, make the read, and then bring the man down.
Yeah, I think they've been a little bit too, they need to hold their water, to your point. They've been a little bit too aggressive and then over pursued. So I think you're right. They just need the right level pursuit. That's tough to do.
Okay, Woods Cross 2nd and 9. Pitch to the right side. He gets out around the corner. Spanish Fork shuts that one down.
That was, yeah, Jacob Howells takes the pitch around, and he's limping a little bit, unfortunately. But Spanish Fork able to hang that run out, and the defensive end did a good job of taking on that block and containing that run and really pushing everything to the inside. Or maybe, I think that was number 7 out there, Gabe Ashworth, that was funneling everything to the inside.
Yeah, nice job by Kahima on the pursuit, and also number 77, Kini.
Kini. the freshman.
Quarterback back to pass. Spanish Fork in coverage. Interception at the 24-yard line by Worthen. He's going to go down, but man, that's a momentum.
Great field position for Spanish Fork as Worthen comes up with the INT. Spanish Fork has not turned the ball over. Woods Cross has now turned it over twice. So that's something that's really been in Spanish Fork's favor. You get 3 or more turnovers plus in the turnover margin, and you win. I can't remember. I want to say it was like 85% of the games or something insane like that. So Woods Cross, ill-advised pass that time by Bailey. He just was under duress trying to make a play, and he probably needed to throw that one away or eat it.
So Spanish Fork with new life here on the Wildcat 24-yard line. Dart under center. Hands off to Buck on the left side. Boy, there's just nothing right now on that left side, Chris.
There is not, and Buck gets dropped for a loss of 4. And Woods Cross has made some adjustments at the half, and they know, they kind of are really doing a good job of owning that line of scrimmage, but also those defensive lines are just clogging those holes and letting the linebackers clean it up.
Yeah, they had that play just read perfectly. Big number 30 came in there and just took Buck to the ground.
Might be, Spanish Fork goes I formation. They like to do a lot of play action passing out of this.
Man in motion. Dart fakes the pitch, rolls out to the left side. Looking down the field, got a man open. Throws short and behind, incomplete.
He had Ashworth, but we talked about how Dart was able to get his shoulder squared on that one throw on his move. He couldn't do it because he was under pressure, and that's why he had the errant throw.
Yeah, I think Ashworth, boy, he's got some talent, and we need to look to go to him some more down the field.
He's that safety blanket tight end that he'll definitely come in handy when not only in this game, but when it comes time for the playoffs.
Well, we've got 3rd down and 15. Spanish Fork out of the shotgun. Hard snap count. We're going to have an offsides penalty by Woods Cross.
Puatawa that time for Woods Cross just couldn't hold his composure and jumps offside.
Well, we'll continue to dance around at the 24-yard line here.
It's the old 24 cross step. I don't know any names of dances, Brian. I couldn't.
Nice.
I couldn't finish that one. I apologize, viewers.
Spanish Fork taking their time. Bringing in the right play call here.
And if you can get even 5 or 6 yards, I think that gets you also in field goal range.
Worthen in motion. Dart back to pass. Number 2 over the middle. Ball's overthrown. Nice battle there on the goal line by.
I think that was 21 Josh Benyon on the coverage, and he was in great position. He cut Bona off and just enough contact not to get the penalty, but enough contact to stop Bona from going to where he needed to.
Well, Spanish Fork's going to go for field goal here. Ball's at the 27. This is going to be a 40-yard field goal.
And this is a big kick for Carter Jones because this points are at a premium tonight.
Boy, that is up. And it is good. Nice job by Jones. He clears that thing by about 7 yards. So great kick on that play, and Spanish Fork takes a 13-10 lead with 5:39 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and Carter Jones clutch on his kicks. He's been a great defender as he's been able to kick those balls on the kickoffs out of bounds, or sorry, out of the end zone, I should say. And then he makes 2 field goals. Some are saying, I'm getting text that he's our MVP Sports MVP player of the game, Brian.
Well, he's definitely been doing it with his leg. I mean, great kickoffs, no returns, and then he's nailed a couple of tough field goals.
Yeah, and he's got the golden shoes to boot.
Well, Spanish Fork capitalizes on that interception. Can't complain about points.
Yeah, I think they got Candy and Sudbury back to return for Woods Cross. I don't know if they even needed to show up because Carter Jones has just been booting it out of the end zone. We'll see if he can continue that.
Jones ready to kick. This one's going to be short. It's going to be taken at the 8-yard line. A little bit of momentum there. Dons converge on the play, and they take him down at the 26-yard line. So short kick, a return of 15 yards on the play, and the Wildcats will start with 1st and 10 on the 26-yard line.
Yeah, Brock Tandy able to get a little momentum on that return, and 1st and 10, and we'll see if Woods Cross has an answer. They have not trailed in this ball game.
Well, Woods Cross has got a power offense, so it's not over yet. Going to go out of the power formation, hand off to number 30. He's going to pick up a gain of 1, possibly 2 on the play.
That'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Is Cash a junior or a senior, Chris?
Why did I lose it? Cash Henderson, he's a 2024 guy, so I believe that makes him a junior.
Wow.
6'1", 215. The coaching staff here has to absolutely love having him come back next year.
Spanish Fork showing pressure. Pitch on the right side. Nice job by number 42. Kahima and number 44, Rupena, on that play. They bring him down after a gain of 4 yards.
Big 3rd down here for both teams. Woods Cross is probably in a spot if they don't pick it up. It's probably not far enough down the field to go for it on 4th unless it's 4th and inches, right? So if Spanish Fork can get a stop and get the ball back, they could put this one into double 2-possession lead.
Yeah, power dive up the middle, goes to Cash. That's who my money would have been on that play. He picks up a gain of 5 and moves the sticks.
I like what you did there with that, but my goodness, you can't let him get going. He's going to break one of these again.
Yeah, he hits that line at full speed. It doesn't take him very long to get up to full speed.
If the Henderson family's watching, we got some great housing available in Spanish Fork.
Whistles blow, flags fly. We've got illegal motion. False start. Spanish Fork will take that penalty anytime.
So it's 1st and 15. Woods Cross, that puts them just 5 extra yards behind the chains, and they can get 1st down after 1st down, but it's a lot tougher for this option offense to get 15 as opposed to 10. They might have to abandon the run at some point on this set of downs.
Kahima reads that play really well, directs his defense, and Spanish Fork shuts that one down after a gain of 1 yard.
Yeah, and Kinikini, Howie, the freshman, plugged that hole as well. I mean, 6'2", 250 Howie is what they list him at as a freshman. I mean, I've never been either of those numbers, but definitely not at a freshman level.
Okay, Woods Cross, 2nd and 14.
Oh, and Woods Cross jumps off again, and they're starting to play a little bit of undisciplined football, Brian.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit nervous. Maybe need to slow things down a little bit, kind of gain their composure. Nothing's going to hurt a drive more than 2 penalties marching you back 10 yards.
Yeah, and they have a negative play on the run, so they're really up against the chains here. It's 2nd and 19.
Well, Spanish Fork just needs to stay disciplined. Bring the pressure. Quarterback back to pass. Out there in the flat, just misses both receivers. One receiver was long, one receiver was short, and he threw it in between them.
Yeah, Bailey was under duress. I'm not sure if that got tipped or not. It kind of looked like how it was, the trajectory was, but I could be wrong. Nonetheless, this is third and a very uncomfortable spot for any team, especially an option team like Woods Cross. So Spanish Fork probably can drop a few guys back and be like, go ahead and run it for 5-10 yards. We don't care.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think you want to give either one of those tailbacks or fullbacks a full head of steam off the right, off the pitch. So I think you just keep playing your same defense. Quarterback back, pressure.
Oh, Rapena got in the face of Bailey and really disrupted the throwing lane and timing of that throw.
Strong performance by the Spanish Fork defense to completely stop the Wildcats. So that'll bring up 4th down and 19. Wildcats in the punting formation.
Yeah, so 2:33 to go here in the third quarter. Spanish Fork so far outscoring the Wildcats 3-0 here in this second half.
Nice high kick. Boy, what a boomer. Spanish Fork's going to let that go. It's going to roll another 5 yards.
I didn't see who the punter was, but we should give him a shout out. I think Jacob Howells.
Nice 45-yard kick on that play. No return. Spanish Fork will have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, 1st and 10, 31. Spanish Fork, if they're going to run the ball with Joshua Buck, they've got to do a little bit better blocking up front because this Woods Cross front 7 has figured out the run a little bit.
Yeah, I think we need to try the right side a little bit. We had a big diet of the left side the last time.
Just takes a little hole for Joshua Buck to make it into a big gainer. So.
Okay, all the receivers split up the middle to Josh Buck. He's met right at the goal line, or excuse me, the
line of
marker.
Scrimmage.
We want it to be the goal line.
Yeah, we're foreshadowing here. 2-yard gain, and they go kind of up the middle left side there. Still not trying that right side yet, Brian. At some point, you got to go play action pass off that as well, and I think you'll freeze those linebackers up and maybe get your tight end across the middle.
So Dart back in the shotgun, looking to pass. Intercepted at the 37-yard line. He's down the side.
Yeah, that's Josh Benyon with a touchdown pick 6. Just dropping back from his linebacker spot, reading Dart's eyes the entire time.
Yeah, not quite sure what Dart saw on that play because there was nothing there but the Woods Cross player. When we talk about momentum, the Wildcats definitely turn it around on one play.
And, we're in this one possession games, and that's a play like that can be the difference in the ball game.
Well, Woods Cross is ready to kick the extra point. Number 34 back to kick. Spanish Fork brings the pressure. Kick is up, and it is good. With 1:37 left in the third quarter, you've got your Woods Cross Wildcats 17 and the Spanish Fork Dons 13.
Well, that was a big momentum change, and so for Woods Cross, that's probably going to energize the defense. If you're Spanish Fork, you got to figure out how to take back the momentum in this game, and I think, they've got the talent to do it. Definitely very winnable situation here, but yeah, you got to just, sometimes things don't go your way in life. You just got to keep battling through it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. And Spanish Fork's defense gets an awesome stop for you, and you get excellent position in the field, and man, the momentum just changes.
Set to kick off for the Wildcats, number 34, Jacob Howells.
4 points is big in this game.
4 points is It is big, and possessions are at a premium. 137, you know, the way both these teams have been able to take time off the clock, we could be limited to even having 3 or 4 possessions combined left in this ball game. Now, I say that, it seems in the fourth quarter, every time I say that, the game goes nuts. So we'll see what happens this time.
Woods Cross to kick. Boots it deep. That's going to bounce into the end zone. So Spanish Fork will start at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, and you know what's at stake in my estimation is before last week's games were final, Woods Cross was 9th in the RPI. They beat Viewmont 31-19. Spanish Fork had a blowout win against Maple Mountain. They were 7th in the RPI. The cutoff to have that bye is the 8th spot. So my estimation, my guess is the team that wins this game is probably going to get a first-round bye in the playoff, and the team that loses probably going to host a game next week. But we'll have to see what the RPI says.
Yeah, it's always hard, you know, in football. I mean, is a bye better or is a, you know, home game better? So, again, Spanish Fork hands off to Buck, and Woods Cross shuts that down at the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Well, Spanish Fork had that run attack rolling, and the Wildcats have said not so fast.
Well, the interior line of the Wildcats has definitely stiffened up their defense. I mean, there's nothing there on the dive or up the middle. Spanish Fork has just got to figure out how to get the ball to the outside and make something productive. Fake to Buck, dart back to pass. Got a guy down the left side. He comes back.
That's going to be pass interference on Ty Bona going back for the ball. Number 20, Dalton Shams just decides to tackle him for no apparent reason other than to stop the big play. So maybe that was a good penalty.
Excellent effort by Bona. I thought he actually came down with the pass for just a minute.
I did as well. We'll have to see if that's the call.
That play's there. It'd be interesting to see if Spanish Fork went back to it. So they're going to march off 15 yards. It's going to give Spanish Fork 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
21-yard line to the 33-yard line. 37-yard line from the 21 to the 37.
So for a 19-yard
penalty.
Well, that'll move the Dons up 15 yards.
19-yard penalty.
Spanish Fork with a power formation off the right side. Hand off to Buck. He's going to go out there.
Wow.
Tough 2-yard run on that play.
Yeah, Cash Henderson, we've been calling his name on the offensive side. He comes up big for Woods Cross on the defensive side as well.
Brought down by number 7, Charlie Coates, to number 30, Cash Henderson. Always spotted at the 39-yard line.
You know, that play's there. I mean, you seal that block on the right-hand side, and Buck, you know, goes for a lot more yards. So
seen him go for 75 tonight on one of those runs.
Great read by Cash out of his middle linebacker position. Worthen in motion, handoff to Buck on the left side. Woods Cross stuffs that. That's going to be a loss of 1. And that'll end the third quarter of play with Woods Cross 17 and Spanish Fork 13.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
See Murdoch's for your next vehicle
And we've got high school football here on Spanish Fork 17. The Dons trailing by 4, visiting the Woods Cross Wildcats. Everybody here at Woods Cross has been fantastic to Spanish Fork. Spanish Fork, unfortunately, wants to make them disappointed with a loss, Brian.
Well, we've got ourselves a ball game. There's 12 minutes left.
This Woods Cross defense, especially the front 7, has really showed up and stopped the Spanish Fork run here in this second half.
Yeah, 3rd and 9, dart back to pass. Boy, Woods Cross brings the pressure, gets a 7-yard sack on the play. Not what Spanish Fork needed in that particular situation.
Yeah, Charlie Coates blitzes off the edge for Woods Cross and brings down Will Dart, no problem. Spanish Fork will have to rely on that defense, and Spanish Fork's defense has been playing well this second half. Really, the only points Woods Cross in offense have generated was that pick 6 by number 21, Josh Benyon.
Yeah, Spanish Fork's defense has been out there for a long time, though. The offense needs to help them out a little bit and give them a little bit bigger rest. Big kick down the field. Bounces at the 27, picked up. Got a full head of steam. One guy to beat, runs out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So, you know, nice kick at 45 yards and a return of 35.
Yeah, Brock Tandy gets that ball, has some great blocking, follows his blockers, gets down the edge and puts Woods Cross in, you know, in great field position. Woods Cross scores a touchdown and converts that extra point. It's going to be tough for the Dons to even have enough possessions to come back from an 11-point deficit.
Yeah, I totally agree. This is definitely the biggest moment in the game here. Hopefully Spanish Fork can get a 4 and out.
Yeah, because Woods Cross isn't going to punt from this side of the field.
No, not at all. So handoff to Cash around the left-hand side. It's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line, so a pickup of 6 on that play.
Yeah, great blocking for Cash Henderson. He's money, of course. Worthen and Eli Mayunga finally bring down Henderson, but man, he is tough to bring down, and he hits that hole quick from that fullback spot. He's only about a yard off the line, it looks like.
Yeah, that was an interesting pitch on that last play. Those players were pretty tight for the quarterback to throw that ball out there like that. They fake the dive up the middle. They go to the left side of the field, pick up 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, Malapai with the carry for Woods Cross, and that just looked like a slow developing play where players got in their way, and that allowed Spanish Fork's defense to really close the gap there. And I think Malapai might have a cramp.
Yeah, Woods Cross has got a lot of talent in the backfield with Cash and Malapai. Just an excellent set of running backs. That's a nice luxury to have.
Ah, for sure.
So we're going to have an injury timeout here on the field with 10:04 left in the fourth quarter.
Let's take a look at our sponsors here. Yeah, we got Lance Wilson, State Farm Insurance, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, Mikkel Thompson, Hunter Attorneys at Law, Clegg Auto, 2 Jacks Pizza. We'd like to thank these sponsors for making this broadcast possible and all of our other broadcasts. And remember to subscribe to the Spanish Fork 17 YouTube channel, or if you're on your PC, go to youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17 to watch this and other broadcasts and past broadcasts. I mean, there's plenty of great footage out there if you want to go watch a dancing cop. I saw that on the Spanish Fork 17 feed as well.
I have not seen the dancing cop footage on YouTube, so I guess I'll have to go back and look at that. You've piqued my interest.
Yeah, I'm just jealous because that is the #1 viewed thing on Spanish Fork 17, and the game I called is, yeah, it's got, I think, 3 or 4 million views out there, and mine only has 2 million views, Brian, or something like that. So I'm a little jealous. That's how I know about the dancing cop.
Dang it.
Narcissism at its best.
Well, we do have a lot of good dance studios in Spanish Fork, Chris. Maybe you should call them up and get a few lessons going.
Well, let's do this. Next year we'll bring my dance game. Other scores, Salem Hills is at Bear River. They're battling that team in that game, down 24-20-18 in the fourth.
Pitch around the right side, got a full head of steam, one man to beat. Nice tackle there by number 8, Worthen.
And just a lot of athletes in the backfield, as you mentioned. How's that time with a big carry? And they're really starting to look like they've worn down the Spanish Fork defense a little bit. Woods Cross has owned the time of possession by my estimations.
Yeah, definitely controlling the clock. You know, they're really trying to stretch the defense out. The pitches are getting wider. You know, the running backs are taking it wider. So we'll see what Spanish Fork can do to slow down this momentum. Pitch to Cash. He's met there at the line of scrimmage. Looks like he's going to pick up 1, possibly 2.
2nd and 9 here for Spanish Fork, and this would be a good time to be able to stop Woods Cross. Even if you hold him to a field goal, that gives your offense the chance to score a touchdown and make that extra point to get a victory here. So big set of downs. Actually, they'd have to go for 2. They could tie it up. They're down by 4. My math is subpar tonight.
I think what benefits Spanish Fork here is you get down into the red zone is, you know, Woods Cross just doesn't look to pass a lot, so it allows you to stay home and shut down some of those run plays. As soon as I say that, if we've got a pass play, the quarterback does a great job of getting out of that. Boy, fantastic job making something out of nothing on that play.
My goodness, how did Bailey get out of the grasp of Kaiui? He had him in the backfield, and instead of losing 15 yards, he's able just to slip the pressure there.
Yeah, dodges 3 or 4 tackles, uses his blockers really well, and finally brought down on the play by Rapena. Rapena loses his helmet, so he's got to go off for a play.
Yeah, Rapena wanted to lose his helmet to show that he was on the all-hair team. And for Woods Cross, Bailey is coming off the field, the quarterback. He got rocked by the all-hair team Rapena out there.
Yeah, a big hit on that play. So Woods Cross takes a timeout here at the 8:39 mark of the 4th quarter, which will be good because Spanish Fork can rest their defense a little bit, reset.
Let's see who comes in here at quarterback for Woods Cross.
You know, this can either be good or bad. You know, you've seen new quarterbacks come in. You're not used to what they do. You know, maybe he throws the ball really well.
And Woods Cross might just be using a timeout to give enough time for Bailey to get back on the field. I'm trying to see where he ended up at, though.
So we'll take back-to-back timeouts on the play. Everybody will get a great chance to rest a little bit in this tough physical ball game.
There's going to be some kids that are going to be glad they have an extra couple days off because these two teams are getting after it. This is not your spread option fancy football. This is line up, 3 yards of dust, physical football.
You know, the cool thing about this game is, you know, both teams have played really clean. I mean, all of the hits have been, you know, just clean. I mean, people helping people up. You know, that's what high school sports are about.
Yeah, for sure. It's just unfortunate one of these teams will go home with the L because they, you know, Woods Cross year over year has had a vast improvement.
Well, we're ready for live action again. We got number 15 under the center. He's going to fake the pitch, keep the ball. He's met in the backfield, and he's going to be taken down for a 4-yard loss. That's big number 77.
Yeah, that's 77 with the tackle. That's Howie Kenneke. Also number 50, Grant Barney helping out on there, but the new quarterback was Locke Smoot.
So Spanish Fork gets exactly what they need there. We're going to be 4th down and 10 yards to go from the 26-yard line, and so Woods Cross lines up for a 36-yard field goal. Kick is up, line drive, drops on the goal line and is short. So Spanish Fork defense does its job here and keeps Woods Cross out of the end zone, keeps it a 1-score game.
1-score game, and that is huge with how many limited possessions are left. 7:50 to go in the 4th quarter. A lot can happen, but if you're Spanish Fork, the ideal scenario is to march down the field and score. That's pretty obvious, I realize, but I think they've got to maybe go play action pass here on this first down because they've become a little predictable on handing it to Joshua Buck in that shotgun formation.
Well, your front 4 down linemen have just got that run shut down right now, and the linebackers are just playing great off the edge. So Spanish Fork definitely needs to pull some different creative plays out of their playbook. Number 7 in motion. Dart fakes the handoff, rolls out to the right. Throws that one out of bounds. Pressure from Cash on the play.
Well, Grant Barney got away with a hold on that play if I've ever seen one, and so Spanish Fork can count their blessings. It's not first and half a distance to go. Instead, it's just second, or that penalty would have been probably half a distance to go where Barney was standing, but instead he saved Dart's life, and the penalty wasn't called.
Yeah, interesting turn of events there. So 2nd down and 10. Dart out of the shotgun. Nice protection. See something up the middle. Picks up 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, it'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 yards to go. So good pickup by Dart, able to get most of it here. And now this is a tough spot because usually you can rely on Joshua Buck to get 3 yards on 3rd down, but that front 4, as you mentioned, Brian, a second ago, has really been doing a good job of shutting down this Spanish Fork rushing attack.
A play I'd like to see right here, Chris, would be the flea flicker. Faking into the line, everybody crashes, and then see what you got over the top. But we're going to hand off to Buck off the right-hand side, and the Wildcats meet him straight up. 2-yard loss on the play.
And I haven't seen too many teams shut down and frustrate Joshua Buck like these Wildcats have here in the second half. This defense for the Wildcats has come out to play. Spanish Fork's defense is going to have to come up with a big stop here.
Well, it's 4th down. Spanish Fork has 3 yards, so they're going to kick the ball. Jones standing back at his 12-yard line. Fair catch called at the 37.
Yeah, number 8, Brock Tandy, calling the fair catch back there. Woods Cross, if they can have one of those drives that takes off a bunch of time and comes away with points, that'll pretty much wrap this game up. So Spanish Fork is going to have to do everything they can to prevent that from happening.
Nice 40-yard kick by Jones. Woods Cross will start at the 37-yard line. I think you're going to see a really big diet of option and pitch plays right here. Number 15 still in the game. Met hard by Worthen there at the 41-yard line. Nice pickup of 3 on the play.
Tenny Worthen realized low man wins that time, and he got a submarine underneath Smoot, who's filling in for Bailey now.
I'll tell you what, Smoot is quick. He's got some quick feet. He's also had a head steam there.
Also was the leading rusher coming into this game.
Wow. Yeah, I can believe that. So 2nd and 6. Fumble on the play.
Ooh. Smoot, if he isn't able to contain that, Spanish Fork maybe could pick that one up, and we could see a big man trying to rumble to the end zone.
Yeah, nice pressure on that play by Ashworth.
Yeah, Ashworth jumping on the quarterback, smartly preventing that, and that errant center to quarterback exchange puts Woods Cross in a 3rd and 10 now.
Game coming up on the 5-minute mark in the 4th quarter, so the Dons looking for a big stop here. Handoff around the right side. Nice job by number 66 and number 50.
Nelson and Barney stopping the rushing attack there for Howes, who had the carry there.
Looks like Spanish Fork defense does its job. Pickup of 2.5 on that play.
Still a couple minutes came off the clock there.
So the Wildcats will punt. Standing in his own 27. Boy, gets a boom of a kickoff. Looks like that goes out of bounds, though, so we'll see where they mark it.
Officials walking up the field.
Okay, he's going to spot that ball at the 35-yard line.
That does not look like an exact science by any stretch of the imagination, how they mark off those punts that go out of bounds, but, you know, it is what it is. The officials are still trying to figure out where to spot the ball. The official walked to the 35. Everybody else walked to the 30. They should have compromised with the 32.5. I don't know.
So the Dons offense on the field with 4:21 left here in the ball game. Hand off to Dart up the middle. Excuse me, Buck up the middle. He gets a full head of steam, picks up 4 yards on the play. Nice job by the lineman clearing out that hole.
Yeah, the tight end kind of goes in motion that time, scrapes the defensive linebacker, whoever that was, and really that was the key, was that block by Gabe Ashworth. We are under 4 minutes to go here, so this one's winding down. This could be it for the Dons.
Well, I think the Dons have got the offense. You know, Woodcross has definitely got the defense, so we're going to see who steps up here. Dart fakes the handoff. Big blitz coming by the Wildcats. They're going to pin him back 8 yards on that sack.
Yeah, that was number 70 there. Easton Walker, defensive lineman's dream. The quarterback's down and you can just put him to the ground. So that'll bring up 3rd and 11 here. I'm going to say this is 3rd in the ball game for the Dons.
Yeah, with Woods-Cross being able to just hold the ball and run the ball for 3 or 4 yards at a time, this definitely is a critical moment in the game.
Spanish Fork does have all 3 timeouts, so they would be able to stop and get the ball, but they're running out of chances here.
Woods-Cross brings the blitz again. Spanish Fork gets it out into the flat. They get the first down. That ball will go out at the 49-yard line. Nice catch there by number 2, Bona.
Yeah, look at that block out there, Brian. Sorry to interrupt you, but great job by Aaron Dunn. BYU commit, just a sophomore, gets out there on the edge. Boy, it makes a block. I don't know. I know he's been starting since a freshman. 6'8", 285 as a sophomore.
Well, we're going to look forward to watching him play for the Cougars there in Provo.
And for the Cowboys in the NFL.
So Spanish Fork gets the first down. Hands off to Buck around the right side. He breaks through the line, picks up a nice, tough run of 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, Joshua Buck's tough to bring down. He spins his way to a gain of 4 to capitalize that, or 4 yards after contact to capitalize that run.
Nice job by Barney pulling on that play and clearing out the way for Buck. Spanish Fork's got a little bit of momentum here. Nice pickup on the linebacker blitzing. Dart rolls out to the right. Sees Worthen down the field. Oh, just over the outstretched hands and incomplete.
Oh, great throw. Pretty good coverage down there by number 23, Isaac Johnson. And that could have been it. That could have been the game-changing play Spanish Fork needs. Instead, they got to pick up, well, they're in 4-down territory, but it'd be nice if they could get this 3rd and 2 here. Woods-Cross on the other side is probably going to be playing for the run. Got an injury. I didn't see who that was.
Number 52 walking off the field here.
Okay.
With the help of the trainer.
Yeah, hopefully Salea Fua, the one walking off the field, hopefully he's all right.
So Spanish Fork, 3rd down and 2 with 2:03 left. Spanish Fork doing a great job of picking up these plays. Buck breaks 2 or 3 tackles, and it looks like he's gonna have the first down. He gets to the 40-yard line.
Buck needed 2, got 3, so first down there.
And just fun to watch him run. He's such a power runner. Great job by the line picking up the blitz and helping Buck there off the right side. So 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 40. Clock running. Got receivers stacked. Worthen comes in motion. Looks like we've got the jet sweep. Wildcats read it perfectly.
That, you mentioned it, they read that perfectly. They strung out Worthen that time, and that play had no chance of succeeding.
Yeah, a loss of 2.5 on that play.
No sense of urgency, and we're down to 121 here for Spanish Fork. They might want to kick it up a gear.
Okay, 2nd down and 12. Time ticking off the clock. Dart back to pass.
This one's coming back.
Dart completes that out in the flat to Bona, but it's going to be coming back. We had a hold here on the left side.
I'm not familiar with steer wrestling, but I think I saw a steer wrestling technique that warranted a hold that time. Easy call for the officials to make.
Well, that's going to march us back another 10 yards. So we're going to have 2nd down and 25 to go to pick up the first. Spanish Fork's got to get to the 30-yard line of the Wildcats to pick up their next first down.
Yeah, 2nd and forever.
Spanish Fork doing well tonight. Darts back to pass. Feels a little bit of pressure. Throws the ball away. Not quite what you wanted there on that play. Nice job by the Wildcats defense to stay home and pressure Dart into that throw.
Well, 3rd and 25. You don't try and get 25 in this situation, right? You want to try and get a nice chunk play, 10, 15, give you a shot on 4th down. But the one thing the Dons need to avoid is a hold or a sack in this situation, because then it's going to be 4th and mission impossible.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Dustin dials up here on offense. Hopefully Dart can get the protection that he needs. Dart rolls out to the right. Nice throw to Worthen there on the sideline. He's going to complete that pass at the 43-yard line.
So that'll make it, they get about half of it there, so that's a big pickup. 43 seconds to go. And really, what's the difference in this ball game? That pick 6. Woods Cross offense did not score in this half. Their defense did, though.
Yeah, just one play swings the momentum of this whole game. Dart sees something there that he likes, so he's going to audible out of this play. Looks like Woodcross is showing the blitz. And Spanish Fork's going to call a timeout.
Got to get this play right. Also, though, the issue with using timeouts is you won't be able to stop Woods Cross when they get the ball back. If they get the ball back, they'll be able to jump into victory formation.
Well, Chris, you've been announcing the games all year long. What play do you think Spanish Fork dials up here? What's their favorite play?
I think you try and get Ty Bona deep on a 9 route. That's been, for their deep passes, it seems like there's a good connection between those, between Dart and Ty Bona on those deep passes. Of course, you got to have a second option out there, and Tenny Worthen's a deep threat as well. I might try and keep in whether it's Rupena or Ashworth or somebody to block, just to see if you can give your quarterback enough time to make a play, because the last thing you want to do is not have the opportunity for Will Dart to make that pass downfield.
I mean, great ball game here tonight. Spanish Fork traveling up here to Woods Cross. Excellent job on offense and defense. You know, shout out to the Wildcats. You know, offense strong in the first half and then great defense in the second half. So we're down to one play here to determine the ball game. Dart back to pass, 4-man rush. Dart looking down the field, has number 11. Number 11 complete at the 5-yard line.
Wow.
Official signal touchdown.
Cy Munga. Downfield, no flags. Spanish Fork, this is multiple times this season where they have take the lead with less than a minute, and Will Dart does it again.
43-yard dime to number 11. Fantastic play. Malga had his guy beat. Boy, Dart just put it in there, and that is exciting football right there.
And the fans here at Woods Cross are shocked. I'm in shock. What a play by Cy Munga. He was covered tight. That was a good throw, but Cy Munga had to come up big to make that catch.
Yeah, great fingertip catch in coverage. Extra point is up and good. Jones keeps his streak here going in the game. And with 35 seconds left, Spanish Fork takes a 20-17 lead over the Wildcats.
Whew. My blood pressure increased by a significant amount. That was wild. 4th down in the ball game. Dart drops back to pass, throws it deep to Cy Munga. Munga's able to come up with the catch there, and everybody, at least here in the booth, stunned.
Well, we've got a gorgeous 3/4 moon coming up over the mountains and a 43-yard bomb for the Dons. Can't get any better than that.
Yeah, let's go Dons, hashtag.
Well, we still have 35 seconds left, and Wood Cross has a powerful running offense, so we'll see what they can dial up on offense.
And Spanish Fork in these really close games has come up on top. They had 2 victories of 17-14 against Salem Hills and Provo. Cedar earlier in the season, they won a 10-3 one. So Spanish Fork's done a great job of winning these one-possession games, and when they've lost, it's been by double digits. So they're winning the close ones.
So Jones ready to kick,
assuming they can hang on to this one, and Woods Cross will have something to say about that.
That one's going to land 5 yards deep in the end zone, so Woods Cross will start from their own 20-yard line. That is an exciting play here for Spanish Fork to hopefully come out on top here to end the regular season.
Yeah, so if you're Woods Cross, though, you're going to have to go fast. You have 2 timeouts, it says on the scoreboard there. They're going to have to rely on their quarterback here, Locke Smoot, to see if he can dial something downfield.
Smoot throws it out into the flat, incomplete to number 34.
Yeah, Howes just ran a slant, and that's not going to get it done here. They're going to have to figure out how to go a little bit deeper here on this drive with 33 seconds to go.
Nice coverage there by number 81, Kaluli. Spanish Fork fans over there on the sideline. The cheerleaders got everybody pumped up. They're cheering their team on here with 33 seconds left. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Spanish Fork shows blitz, comes up the middle, putting lots of pressure on Smoot. They're going to get him for the sack. That is a huge sack there of 8 yards, 9 yards on the play.
Yeah, 2-jack sack there by Fauli. Barney was in there as well.
Yeah, 66 coming up the middle. Great play.
Yeah, Britt Nelson. And, you know, that's what you can do when you put Woods Cross in a passing position, is for Spanish Fork, you can just pin your ears back and get after that quarterback.
So Spanish Fork defense fired up. Nice blitz dialed up there by the defensive coordinator. Woods Cross takes a timeout. We'd like to mention our sponsors again of this exciting high school football game on SF-17. Lance Wilson State Farm Agency, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating and Cooling, Two Jacks Pizza, Clegg Auto, and Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, attorneys at law. Fantastic hometown businesses in Spanish Fork.
Oh, what a night to spend a Wednesday night. This is a great environment up here. It's too bad one of these teams has to lose, and Woods Cross is trying to avoid that here.
Spanish Fork fakes the blitz, Smoot back, throws out into the flat.
That brings up third down here.
Incomplete, ball hits the turf.
Oh, sorry, it brings up 4th and 18. So 4th in the ball game now for Woods Cross. We saw Spanish Fork come up big. We'll see if Smoot and the Wildcats have an answer here.
Yeah, Spanish Fork faked the blitz on that last one.
I can't see the play clock. Is it winding down?
We've got 11 seconds left on the play clock with Wildcats coming to the line. Smoot gets it off just in time. Great open field tackle there by number 66.
Britt Nelson with the sack there, Brian, and that will pretty much end this, barring some crazy fumble.
Boy, what a tough showing here by the Spanish Fork defense tonight. Just really shutting Woods Cross down in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Only points Woods Cross had in the second half was a pick 6. So the offense for Woods Cross was moving the ball up and down the field. Even though they only got 10 points, they kind of had some red zone jitters in that first half. But Spanish Fork's defense pitching a shutout for what they could control here in the second half.
Well, Woods Cross defense can hold their heads high. They played a very powerful second half. Spanish Fork just came up with the plays that they needed to make. So we're going to kneel the ball. Clock's going to keep running. No one's going to call a timeout. So on a gorgeous Wednesday night here in Woods Cross, the Spanish Fork Dons are victorious by the score of 20-17.
Well, yeah, so for Spanish Fork, they'll go to 7-2 on the season. Playoffs pending. Woods Cross falls to 6-4. So let's take a break here, Brian, and then after that, we'll come back and name our MVP Sports Player of the Game and wrap this one up for you.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike Mikkel to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike Mikkel is the attorney you need. Call Mikkel, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Yeah, we're back here where the Spanish Fort Dons have fourth quarter magic once again as they are able to beat the Woods Cross Wildcats here at Woods Cross 20-17, Brian. And whew, what a great ball game by both teams. What a battle.
Boy, the tale of two halves, you know. First half, I mean, you go into halftime 10-10. Couldn't ask for something more, you know, coming up here and playing a tough Woods Cross team. You know, and in the second half, both teams just kind of struggled on offense a little bit. One play for Woods Cross gives them the lead, and then that great play at the end of the game for Spanish Fort gives us the win.
Yeah, so Josh Bowen for Woods Cross has a pick 6 to give Woods Cross a 17-13 lead there. Woods Cross offense wasn't able to get really anything going, and then with 11 seconds to go, more than 11 seconds to go, but I think it was fourth and about 12. Will Dart's able to find Cy Munga for that go-ahead touchdown, and I think we're going to give Cy Munga not only for catching that game-winning touchdown pass and really fighting through great coverage there, the MVP player of the game, but also for having playing great on the defensive end tonight as well.
Yeah, great job by the senior. You know, Cy Munga, I mean, just went tough on both sides of the ball. I mean, great catch at the end of the game.
Oh, fantastic. And up next for Spanish Fork, we're going to find out who they're going to play Saturday morning. Stay tuned to the Utah High School Athletic Association's websites and Twitter and those, or you know where to find stuff these days. Google it. So we'll figure out where Spanish Fork is next, and we'll see if we can get that game covered for you. So, I'm excited to see what this Dons team can do in the playoffs. They've got Will Dart, who's able to throw the ball downfield, and Joshua Buck. So what are maybe a key or two that you have for this team to work on while they're waiting to figure out who their playoff matchup is?
Boy, I really can't determine any holes in the game. I mean, Spanish Fork has really developed their offense. I mean, they're throwing the ball well. Woods Cross did a great job of shutting Buck down tonight, but in Spanish Fork's defense, they bend in the first half, and in the second half, boy, they just played smash mouth football. So I think Spanish Fork just has great momentum going into the game. I hope that Spanish Fork and their fans and the students and stuff just get ready to support these guys in the playoffs, because it could be exciting.
It is going to be exciting, so stay tuned for those matchups. Well, let's wrap this one up. From Woods Cross High School, we got the Spanish Fort Dons coming in and knocking off the Woods Cross Wildcats 20-17 here. I'm Chris Hurst.
I'm Brian Redd.
Thanks for joining us here tonight. We appreciate you guys watching this game. Have a good weekend.